Well, there's always budgets in film, of course, and there's always creative in film, which the two I always see sort of fight each other, because once you start on a show and you have, free reign to do whatever you want with a camera, you might have a DP that sees the camera that you've animated and says, there's no possible way we can ever get that shot. And so then he tells the director in turn, which says, darn. And then we have to go back and we're now constrained to, okay, that shot that was a beautiful crane that got everything, which was, easily a $250,000 shot. Well, let's look at all the other shots in the film. Well, let's lock that one camera off. We saved like maybe $200,000. Put that somewhere else. And so that, that's what we're used a lot for. And especially like on shots that, well, this shot works great here, but another shot doesn't work so well here. So we've proven that it doesn't work. And well, let's try it again. Well, it doesn't work. That one doesn't work either. Well, we've proven that doesn't work. So we're also there a lot to prove what doesn't work. And you know what? That's the element of getting an entire sequence done. And once you have it in its entirety, having it work is why we're there. I just finished working with Ang Lee on a project where I traveled the world with him. And he hadn't used Previs since, I think, the inception of working on Hulk. And I know when he approached trying to use Previs then, he was very, very apprehensive of using it. And when we started working with him a while back, he loved it, he embraced it, and he wanted us to travel with him. And so we didn't leave his side. We traveled all the way around the world with him, doing Previs, and I edited the entire, I guess, hour and a half of the film from a Previs standpoint, and then it finally went to the editor, and from what we've seen mostly, they've been shooting everything shot per shot per shot for everything that we did. So coming from his standpoint of working with him, he loved it, and he's very creative and he's a very artistic director, and he knows his cameras and he knows everything. So yeah, it was great. That was a good experience. I think one of the biggest tools that's being used more often now, especially in our pipeline at Halon, is motion capture is just a big one. As soon as we have a small volume, a very affordable one, we can put an actor or two in and act out 30 or 40 motions that will be used throughout a sequence that we can just piece together. And once we have that piece together, we go back into our volume with our virtual camera, which is basically a motion capture driven camera with a video feed that's piped in to a camera that's on a display right in front of us, that we can actually go in and just walk around a virtual world and record shots one after the other, like nonstop. Once we have our motion capture on our scene and our scenes are set up, we can in turn, after that load is set, we can record over 100, 200 shots in one day out of that load, and then at the end of the day, it's like we have all our editing material there, and then we edit maybe for a day, and then wait, we have a sequence. Hold on a second, that shot doesn't really work. Well, let's go on the volume and just shoot the shot again, because shoot at half speed, shoot at slow motion, shoot it backwards. We have the option to do all of it. Our integration with most productions, walking into at the beginning, especially of a film, working with the director, very close. We're kind of the start of what happens mostly. Once we get going with the director on a sequence, we kind of know the scale of what we're going to do in a sequence, what size the set's going to be, what it might evolve to look like. That's when our art department starts to get involved, and the art department then in turn will be like, well, based on what you guys want to do, let's build off that. And then then we kind of get into character, and then what is the character going to wear? So we kind of get involved with, well, let's put a red hat on this guy. That's kind of cool. What if he doesn't want a red hat? Let's get a green hat on him. All right, is he going to carry an M16? Well, great. Costumes now get involved. Costumes and art department are now involved with what we're doing. Visual effects, they start to get involved when it's like, well, on one production we did, it was kind of fun. We had all of our Previs sets, and in the background we just put green wallpaper up to represent green screen. And then we would just put $ signs on it to represent that's a big visual effects shot, because the more green screen you have, the more visual effects you're going to need. So then visual effects gets involved, and then they see, well, that shot's going to cost a lot of money. Then you get down with your DP. Your DP's got to figure out how to get his cameras to work. So, all in all, we start to act as a hub for all people to pull all information. And then not only that, we're a conduit to hand that information to other departments coming from other people, because we figure stuff out inside the computer. Once all that stuff's figured out, everyone kind of has their information they need to get going, and I don't know, it's kind of a symbiotic thing that just works.